Everyone wants success and dreams of changing their life, but most people fail not because success is impossible, but because they believe big results require big actions. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, and the perfect opportunity. And while they wait, their dreams quietly fade away. But what if success isn't about giant leaps, but about small steps taken every single day? Let me tell you the story of a boy named Ahmed, an ordinary student, average in studies, sports, and confidence. Every time he looked at others, he felt smaller. His friends scored higher, spoke better, lived brighter. He tried to change, studied hard for a week, went to the gym for 10 days, woke up early for 3, but always gave up and told himself he wasn't good enough, slowly believing he was destined to remain average. One evening, he found his grandfather polishing an old wooden chair and asked, "Why waste time on something so old?" His grandfather smiled and said, "These small strokes may seem meaningless, but each one adds shine. Life is the same, my child. You don't need to change it all at once. Just add a little shine every day." Those words changed everything for Ahmed. He realized his all-or-nothing approach was the very thing holding him back. He had been so focused on making a dramatic transformation that he burned out before he could even start building momentum. The next day, he decided to follow his grandfather's advice and started small, ridiculously small. Instead of forcing himself to study for hours, he committed to just 15 minutes of focused reading. Instead of an exhausting workout, he did only 5 push-ups. And instead of trying to memorize a dictionary, he learned just 5 new vocabulary words. It felt almost insignificant, a drop in the ocean of his ambitions. But for the first time, it also felt achievable. He didn't feel overwhelmed, and at the end of the day, he felt a small spark of accomplishment instead of the familiar sting of failure. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, he began to improve. The daily habit of studying for 15 minutes naturally grew into a focused hour, and then 2. The 5 push-ups became 10, then 20, and eventually he was doing 50 without the strain he once felt. His vocabulary expanded consistently, and the 5 new words he learned each day compounded into a rich collection of 150 powerful words in just a month. In the beginning, no one noticed these subtle shifts. He still looked like the same Ahmed to his friends and family, but inside, something profound was happening. His confidence, once as fragile as glass, began to glow with a quiet strength. He started speaking up in class, his thoughts clear and his words articulate. He looked stronger, carried himself with a new sense of purpose, and the chronic feeling of being less than began to dissolve. The culmination of his efforts came when he entered a school debate competition, something the old Ahmed would have never dared to do. To everyone's astonishment, he won. His arguments were sharp, his delivery was confident, and his presence commanded the room. When his teachers and amazed friends asked him about the secret behind his incredible transformation, Ahmed smiled and said, "I didn't change overnight. I just became 1% better every day." This is the real, unglamorous secret to success, not the monumental, earth-shattering leaps we see in movies, but the tiny, consistent steps taken when no one is watching. The power of a 1% daily improvement might seem trivial, but its effects are anything but. Due to the magic of compounding, getting just 1% better each day will make you over 37 times better by the end of 1 year. The initial progress is slow and often discouraging, but as the days turn into weeks and the weeks into months, the growth becomes exponential. Think about it in practical terms. If you commit to reading just 10 pages of a book every day, a task that takes no more than 20 minutes, you will finish 12 to 15 books in a year. Imagine the knowledge, perspective, and wisdom you would gain. If you decide to save just $1 every day, you will not only have $365 at the end of the year, but more importantly, you will have built a powerful habit of financial discipline, a foundation far more valuable than the amount itself. This habit will serve you far better than waiting for a lottery win or a high-paying job to start saving. The small, daily act of setting money aside rewires your brain to prioritize long-term security over short-term gratification. Success isn't about the intensity of your efforts on a single day. It's about the consistency of your habits over a lifetime. It's not about finding a sudden burst of motivation to overhaul your entire existence, but about building unstoppable momentum, one small action at a time. So if you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or trapped in the cycle of being average, remember Ahmed's story and the profound wisdom of his grandfather. You don't need to change everything today. You don't need a perfect plan or an ideal opportunity to begin. All you need to do is focus on one small, manageable thing that makes you just 1% better than you were yesterday. Maybe it's drinking one more glass of water, writing one sentence in a journal, or meditating for just 1 minute. The action itself is less important than the consistency with which you perform it. Because greatness isn't built in a day, it's built daily. One stroke at a time, one step at a time, 1% at a time, and one day you'll look back and realize those tiny steps were the giant leap you always dreamed of.